Hi guys, welcome back to Crypto Chester. My name is Chester, and today I'm going to be walking through Bitcoin, giving you a little bit of an emergency update here because I do think there is a nice potential for a short position. The way that I will be doing that, I'll be going through the short term for Bitcoin, the mid term for Bitcoin, and then the long term for Bitcoin. And I'm just basically going to be explaining what price prediction that I think is going to happen. Last time we spoke here for Bitcoin, we were sat at around this consolidation zone on the top side of this downward sloping support line we got coming through here, and we were actually finding support on it. We did see Bitcoin on the live stream, I think it was, we did see Bitcoin actually have a bit of a shake up, right? We had a bit of a shake up and we actually came down to the lower side of the symmetrical triangle. But on the good news, we did find a bit of support there and we progressed up from there, right? As I said, we would have this consolidationary period here just to basically, in a sense, validate this insane dump that we had going on here. So we had the consolidation period up from there, down from there, sorry, and then basically we just progressed. We've just progressed nicely, smashing through all the major moving averages here on the short term here, smashing this horizontal resistance point at that 37,400, and then literally like this morning, we just absolutely fell off a cliff. That's this morning English time, right? We absolutely fell off a cliff trying to break the horizontal resistance at 37,799 here. We fell off a cliff, absolutely colossal deep sea dive dumpage there. And in terms of percent for that candle, that is around literally a 5% dump there for Bitcoin. And we haven't stopped there. We've just had that progression to the downside continuously, right? Now, this is why I do think we could be going a little bit lower than this and seeing the 34,500, right? As you can see here, we do have this pretty big, giant symmetrical triangle, right? We are currently challenging this, the idea of coming back into this channel we got coming through here, right? We've got a big channel coming through here in terms of a falling channel there. We are challenging the idea of coming back into that. If we do lose the support that we do have correlating on the lower side of the symmetrical triangle and the top side of this falling channel coming through here, then I can see us coming down to 34,500 pretty imminently. And my reasoning for this is because obviously you can see here on the midterm here for Bitcoin, we are going to be entering. We have got this other channel coming through here, this pretty big channel coming through here, and also this this symmetrical triangle coming through as well, right? And the bottom side of the symmetrical triangle is literally around that 34,500, 600 sort of mark. Obviously, it's gradually rising as time goes on, right? That is gradually going to be rising in terms of a level of support, right? But as you can see, we do get nice wicks over it to the downside here, so it is likely we are to come down and bounce off that point. Now, the next point of correlation for that is also this descending triangle on the daily time frame, the long term here for Bitcoin, and that basically correlates with it as well, 34,400. So that's just 3 points in itself. That's just 3 points in itself on why I think we are going to come down and touch the lower side of all these chart patterns that are basically playing out, right? And now, if we are going to come down, we need to think about the chances of a measure move to the downside, right? We need to think about the chances of the measure move to the downside. And if we were going to do something along the lines of this, we could still do that and basically take this as a spillover, because obviously we have seen that heavy point of resistance there. So yeah, if we are going to do some sort of measure move here in terms of a short position, we need to be doing it along the lines of this, right? Along the lines of this, and we bring it to the downside like so, right? Yes, that does bring us down to 32,800. Personally, for me, I think that is a bit low, but as you can see here, it does correlate pretty well with this high low point that we do need to get over as well. But the main target I would be going for would be this previous higher low point here on candle body close, and that is literally around that 34,400 mark. So there's a few things correlating to basically say if we do break the lower side of this symmetrical triangle here and then to this channel to the downside here, we are going to see that progression to the downside, and we are going to see that pretty big dump. Now, another reason for this, right? Another reason for this is this point here, we did lose this crucial high low. We invalidated this high low point here, and that's what we're doing literally right now. So that's literally an indication that we're going to see that continuation to the downside, right? If we invalidate these high lows, because the more high lows we make, the more chances we are into an uptrend. But when we see that reversal in the price, if we do continuously set these high lows, so say if we had a reversal here and gone up from there, that would have been another high low, right? You see how we pull back. If the pullback is bigger than the previous higher low there, it's looking like that we are going to basically see that reversal in the trend, right? And that's basically what's happening, right? And that's basically what is happening. And as you can see here, we did see that point come through here pretty heavily in terms of resistance, right? So yeah, that is another indication why I do think we are going to come down to this level. And yeah, let me jump to the MACD right now. The MACD, as discussed on my stream the other day, we did have this pretty dominant support line coming through here. Pretty dominant support line, which we've been referencing for quite a while since May. We've been referencing for quite a while in terms of levels of support and in terms of bounce points here, in terms of the downtrend. But yesterday we did break that. Yeah, we did break that, unfortunately. So that means, in a sense, now it's basically invalidated, right? It's gone. It's gone. It's not going to do anything else for us there. So we might as well delete it. And now we've got this new lower low point in terms of a downtrend to think about, right? This lower low point in terms of a downtrend. So when we see this next downtrend come through, which we are currently seeing at this point in time, we want to be watching where it's going to end, right? We want to be watching where it's going to end, because that is basically going to show some sort of dominance of where we're likely to see how big the downtrends are going to be in the future, right? So yeah, we want to be watching this pretty crucially, waiting for that bullish crossover in terms of these moving averages here on the MACD. That's what we want to be watching for, to give us an indication, another indication later on in time to see where the price could go from there. Right now, the uptrend side of things on the MACD for the short term, we have fizzled out, right? We did fizzle out, but as you can see, this uptrend here, it did actually invalidate this this uptrend cycle that we had coming through here as well. So yeah, unfortunately, in terms of using these as an indication of where the trend's going to see that reversal, that's unfortunately gone as well, because we have invalidated that. But on the positive side, we have, in a sense, respected this horizontal resistance point on the MACD here, that 120 level there. So yeah, it is looking good in terms of respecting that again, hopefully. So that's an indication of, if we do see that reversal in the price, if we do see that bounce point from here, we're likely to see some sort of trend come up and play out, but then we're likely to see that resistance basically potentially creating some sort of wave looking like that, and then coming down and seeing that further action to the downside like that, right? Because it's not just going to be colossally straight down. We are going to have a bit of play. We are going to find a little bit of support, and then just scur around for a bit, tricking everyone into the fact that we're going bullish. Pretty much exactly the same as what has happened here, right? Pretty much exactly the same as what's happened here. Because we got to this point, saw this shakeout here, where Bitcoin decided to shake around, and everyone was like losing it for a few minutes, and then basically recovered nicely. And then we saw this progression to the upside. A few people turned bullish here because they thought we were going to come to the top side and break, but no, we didn't. We actually saw heavy resistance, right? Heavy resistance off these lower high points coming down here, right? Heavy resistance here, and that's basically why we dumped there, right? But yeah, in terms of where I think we can go in a first time target, it would be this grey box zone. As you can see, we do find quite a bit of support continuously along here, so I can see us basically finding a bit of support before we actually have that continuation to the downside. But yeah, that would basically be ideal for us to find a nice level of support, come up, retest, get in a position, and then short it down all the way down to 34,400, that sort of mark, right? Obviously, nothing I say is financial advice. Do your own research, guys. Enter your own trades. Enter your own trades, make your own decisions. Nothing I say is financial advice. All that good stuff there. I'm not your advisor, right? But yeah, in terms of the midterm here on the 4 hour, we can basically see here that we are currently testing a pretty crucial horizontal support point currently. Pretty crucial point that we're testing here. If we do get below that, it's another indication that we are going to be seeing the test of this lower zone coming through here. And yeah, as I said, we are creating these lower highs continuously, and we are invalidating these higher low points coming through here. So our target would be this next one coming through here, just around this sort of zone here, right? Just around the sort of zone here, yeah. And now if I bring up the RSI, right? Now if I bring up the RSI, if you're familiar with this channel here, you obviously know that we do use the RSI quite fluently here, and obviously we do have this pretty big downward sloping resistance line coming through on the RSI here, and you can see the resistance coming through in terms of the selling power, right? You can see it. It usually respects it. 80% of the time, it is respecting it. Granted, sometimes we do have a bit of spillover, but yeah, at this point in time, we are heavily respecting it continuously. So this is another point that we need to think about, right? If we do see a little surge in buying power to the upside, we need to be looking at this zone here on the RSI, because we could see that pretty swift rejection, right? That could indicate, in terms of the price, us coming up and testing this high low zone coming through here in terms of a candle body close, right? You see the candle body closes are here, we will be coming up and testing that zone before seeing that rejection, and that does correlate pretty well with this 10 moving average coming down as well, right? So if we are going to see a little buy up in power, because I think on the RSI on the short term there, we were pretty much near enough oversold there, as you can see. So we are going to need a little bit of buying power, right? A little bit of buying power, a little bit of a fizzle out to basically level out the price, keep everyone chilled for a bit, and not see this insane sell-off here coming through. And yeah, that's basically going to initiate some sort of buying power on the RSI on the midterm, right? And then we're going to see some sort of resistance coming through here. I do think we are going to see some sort of resistance coming through here, and then potentially a colossal dump, potentially repeating what happened before yeah, what happened before yesterday, right? Or this morning, right? Yeah. So yeah, crazy stuff there. Definitely something to watch out for on the midterm here. Definitely something to reference here in terms of the RSI, in terms of the midterm here. But yeah, as you can see here right now, as you can see here right now, we do have this downwards trend cycle coming through, right? Slow down. We do have this downwards trend cycle coming through. And as you can see, we are currently in a downtrend. So I would be watching this zone pretty congruently, right? Because if we do break this to the downside, it is going to mean we're going to invalidate this zone, right? If we invalidate this zone, our next target in terms of the downtrend would be this horizontal point here. So we do have a little bit of a way to go to get there. And obviously, remember, we are on the midterm, guys. So there is likelihood that we are going to come down, find a level of support on this, the lower side of the symmetrical triangle before progressing back up, right? And that's literally at that take profit target point if we are to lose the symmetrical triangle on the short term here, right? Let me make that more visible. Yeah, if we are to lose the symmetrical triangle on the short term here and look for that measure move to the downside. In terms of a percent for this trade that we will be looking for, I would be taking profit at this higher low zone, and it will be around a 3.8% profit. Not too bad indeed. Not too bad at all, guys. Not too bad. 3.8% is very lovely for a nice Saturday afternoon, right? Very good indeed. But yeah, let me jump to the long term quickly and throw some more points at you on why I think this is actually going to go down here. But obviously, it is crucial that we do lose this level of this horizontal support level at that 35,938 there. It's definitely a crucial point to watch for this trade to think about, right? In terms of the daily right now, obviously we do have this descending triangle coming through, as you can see here, and we did actually, on the dump that we have just had, we did actually lose the 10 moving average, right? So if we are going to have that little bit of progression move to the upside, right, we are going to be testing this 10 moving average, and we're likely to find some resistance off it. As you can see here, pretty heavy resistance coming through there. So that is another indication that we are potentially going to come down and see the zone of these candle body closes coming through here, right? As you can see, that does correlate perfectly with that take profit point as well on the short term, right? So all the stars are aligning, as we like to say on this channel. All the stars are aligning here. I mean, I would be inclined to say that we are definitely going to bounce at this 34,500 zone. I can't see us going any lower than that at this time. But guys, remember, it is a weekend, so we do need to trade cautiously indeed. And that's why we're going to be waiting for the retest. Not that. We are going to be waiting for the retest of the lower side of the symmetrical triangle on the short term before we just jump into a position, right? Because as you can see here, it could be a trap, right? It could be a trap to the downside. You're going to get in and then it's going to retrace because obviously you can see the support that we have off this point here. So we do need to basically manage that accordingly. But at this time, we do have some nice points basically telling us that we are going to go lower in the sense of eradicating these higher low points here. So yeah, a few things to think about there, guys. Let me jump to the weekly here. In terms of the weekly right now, as I was saying on my live stream, we do have these high lows being set continuously, right? And if we are going to see any sort of challenge of this candle body close zone coming through here, that is going to be literally correlating near enough perfectly with our take profit as well, right? So there's a few things coming through here, which could basically mean that we are going to come down. But as I said, there's a few things to watch as well. So keep your eyes peeled, keep those BDIs going, and we will see what's going to happen there in terms of a potential short position. I'd say crucial. I would be watching this short term there. If we do get a nice break, I'd be managing yourself here, waiting for that good entry point there. And watching the momentum as well, right? Watching the momentum, watching the RSI, watching the MACDs across all these time frames coming through here. But yeah, in terms of the long term, what we've got coming through here on the monthly chart coming through, right? On the monthly chart here, we do have this 10 moving average coming up as well, right? And that is correlating pretty much perfectly as well with that point in terms of the take profit on the short term, right? That 34,500 sort of zone, right? So yeah. Few things lining up here, guys. That is going to be the video. Yeah, thanks for tuning in again, and hopefully I've given you a bit of education on a potential Bitcoin position that you could be looking at yourself there, guys. And guys, if you like the video, smash that thumbs up. It helps me out tremendously, and I appreciate all your support continuously. And I do stream every single day, Monday to Friday, 1 to 2 hours every morning. I have been doing 3 hours because I do love all the support you guys are giving me. I have been doing 3 hours recently. But yeah, if you want to tune into my streams, smash that subscribe button, smash that notification bell. You're never going to miss one of my uploads, guys. It's as simple as that. But yeah, for me, peace out now from Crypto Chester.